The alien fleet moved through the dark sector of space like a silent storm. Thousands of ships gliding with perfect formation. Confident that no human power remained in the galaxy, Captain Rahl sat in the command bridge of his flagship. Eyes scanning the monitors, his mind calm but alert. The fleet had not seen humans for centuries, and the stories of their might were considered legends. Rahl trusted the fleet's technology, the maps, and the intelligence reports. Believing humans could never return, suddenly the sensors flickered. A strange reading appearing on the screens. It was unlike any known energy signature in the galaxy. Strong and unstable, pulsing like a heartbeat. The alien crew stared at the monitors. Whispering to each other in fear and curiosity, Rahl leaned forward. His claws tapping on the console. "What is it?" he demanded, voice sharp and controlled. The science officer, Loom, adjusted the scanner, trying to make sense of the signal. "This reading." "It's ancient, Captain," she said, her voice trembling. "Older than any known human artifact." Rahl narrowed his eyes, a chill running down his spine. "Humans?" he asked quietly, though no one spoke the name aloud in centuries. The signal pulsed again, growing stronger, almost alive. It moved through space as if it was searching for something. The fleet hesitated, sensors struggling to track the source. Rahl felt the hairs on his arms stand up. A warning rang inside his mind that he could not explain. "Maintain course," he said finally. Though his voice carried tension, "Let us approach carefully. But do not underestimate this signal." The fleet slowed. Scanning and scanning again, alien crews whispered about old stories. About the humans who once ruled the stars. They spoke of unstoppable fleets, advanced weapons, and soldiers who never feared death. As they neared the origin of the signal, a shadow appeared on the scanners, something massive. Larger than any alien warship they had ever seen, it emerged from hyperspace with precision. Silent but commanding, the fleet froze in awe and fear. Their formations faltering, even the bravest alien soldiers felt their hearts tighten. The object moved closer, revealing the outline of a human warship. Its hull was black and silver, covered in strange symbols glowing faintly blue. The engines burned with energy that the aliens could not identify. The ship rotated slowly, revealing its immense size. Its power obvious without firing a single weapon. Rahl could not move. Staring at the screen in disbelief. "Captain?" "It's real," Loom whispered, voice trembling. "The humans. They are back." The fleet commander felt fear for the first time in centuries. Weapon systems hummed and whirred, but something inside the warship blocked their operation. It was as if the ship itself commanded respect and obedience from the galaxy. The human warship hovered silently, surveying the alien fleet. Its presence alone was enough to freeze thousands of ships. No one dared move, no one dared speak. The silence in space was heavier than any storm. Rahl realized then that this was not a scout, not a simple ship. This was a message, a demonstration. Humans were announcing their return, and the galaxy had no choice but to watch. The signal pulsed once more, spreading through the fleet like a warning. Every alien ship, every commander, felt it. It was not a threat yet, but it carried power, history, and promise. Rahl swallowed hard. The weight of centuries pressing on him. The humans were back, and their first signal had already changed everything. The human warship drifted silently in space, massive and unyielding. Its black and silver hull reflected distant stars like a dark mirror. The alien fleet could not move, their sensors failing to fully detect the ship's technology. Captain Rahl stared at the readings, his claws gripping the console. This is impossible," he whispered. "It shouldn't exist." The ship emitted a low hum, a vibration that shook nearby vessels and filled the alien crew with unease. Even the strongest warships trembled under its invisible energy field. Rawl ordered scans again, but the instruments flickered and failed. "Shields are unmatched," the science officer muttered. "Weapons cannot penetrate." Alien captains exchanged fearful glances. Their pride and confidence vanished in the presence of something far beyond their understanding. Small scout ships were sent to approach the human vessel, but one by one they were disabled without damage. Engines locked, systems frozen, crews left alive but powerless. The humans did not fire a shot, they did not even move. And yet the fleet could feel the full weight of their power. The warship rotated slowly, revealing its immense size and advanced armor. Every alien officer aboard every ship realized they had underestimated humanity. No technology in the galaxy could match this. The humans were not only back, they were prepared. Confident and superior, Captain Rawl took a deep breath. He knew the next moments would determine the survival of his fleet. The humans had not sent this ship as a scout or messenger. This was a statement, a demonstration. A single human warship had frozen an entire alien armada in space. The pride of generations crumbled silently in the vacuum. Loom adjusted the scanners again. Trying to understand the energy patterns, this ship. "It's alive in a way," she said, voice trembling. "It's aware of us." "Aware of every movement." The crew nodded, unable to disagree. Every pulse of the ship's energy seemed to anticipate their next action. It was not just advanced technology, it was strategy made physical. The alien fleet began to hesitate, orders conflicting with fear. Some captains wanted to attack, others wanted to retreat. But no attack would succeed, and no retreat would bring safety. The warship's presence alone controlled the battlefield. It glided closer, surveying, studying, dominating. Every ship in the fleet felt the pressure of unseen eyes, calculating, judging, waiting. Then a low vibration passed through the alien fleet, stronger than before. Rawl's bridge lights flickered as the energy from the human ship pulsed across space. It was like a heartbeat, slow, heavy, unstoppable. The alien crews whispered in fear, realizing humanity had returned. And they were not here to negotiate, they were here to reclaim, to dominate. To prove to the galaxy that humans were not to be feared, they were to be respected above all else. Rawl swallowed hard, the weight of centuries pressing down on him. He realized the warship was a warning, a single message to every empire. Humanity was back. And nothing in the galaxy could challenge them yet, not today, not tomorrow, and soon. Every system would see the true power of their return. The warship hummed one final time, its lights pulsed brighter, scanning the alien fleet like eyes burning through steel and energy, and the entire armada froze again. Not knowing what to do, not daring to move, because the humans had arrived, and the galaxy would never be the same again. The human warship remained suspended in space, silent yet alive, its black and silver hull glinting under distant starlight. Captain Rawl and his officers stared at the monitors. Still frozen by awe and fear, the ship was not moving aggressively, yet it dominated every sensor and every mind in the alien fleet. It was as if the humans were telling them, without words, that they were powerless then. A transmission burst from the warship, cutting through the void. It was in a language unknown to most of the fleet, but the advanced alien translators immediately decoded fragments. The message was simple, cold, and terrifying. "We have returned. The galaxy will be prepared o our fall." The alien fleet shivered as the words echoed in every system. The humans were announcing their return, and the message carried power far beyond any weapon. Rawl leaned forward, eyes wide. This is a warning," he said, "not a request." The transmission included star maps, coordinates, and energy readings. The human warship sensors scanned entire systems in seconds. It displayed the positions of alien fleets, planetary defenses, and orbital weapons. Everything the humans needed to dominate or avoid confrontation. The fleet realized that humans were not just returning, they were strategists, planners, and warriors unmatched by any alien race. Some alien commanders whispered to each other, panic rising. "This can't be true," one said. "They are just one ship. They cannot control the galaxy alone." But the next pulse from the human warship proved them wrong. The ship sent waves of energy that disabled communication systems on several alien ships. Their navigation grids flickered and failed. The aliens could not even organize themselves, let alone attack. The humans were already asserting control without firing a single shot. Rawl felt a knot tighten in his chest. He realized that this was more than just a message, it was preparation. A statement that the human fleet would soon move through the galaxy. And no one could stop them. The humans had returned not as explorers, not as negotiators, but as conquerors. Unstoppable and confident, Loom adjusted the scanners. Her hands shaking. "These readings. They are all over the sector," she said. "Humans have already begun marking the paths." "Preparing the way for the main fleet," Rawl nodded silently. Understanding the gravity of the situation, the galaxy had no time. Every alien species would have to choose: fight, flee, or surrender, and the humans would watch, waiting, calculating, ready to act. The warship rotated slowly, its lights flashing across space. Every pulse of its energy felt like a heartbeat that reached across light years. The aliens could not hide, they could not escape, and they could not fight without losing everything. Rawl exhaled slowly, knowing the Council would soon hear the warning. The humans were sending more than a signal, they were sending certainty. The certainty that they were back, the certainty that the galaxy's time of peace had ended, and the certainty that the humans would not be ignored again. The fleet held position, trembling silently in the void. The human warship pulsed one final time, bright and powerful. And every alien commander knew that the message had been received. The humans had returned, and the galaxy had no choice but to wait. Because the main fleet would follow soon, the alien fleet remained frozen in space, their ships trembling under the unseen pressure of the human warship. Captain Rawl's claws tightened around the console, his mind racing with fear and strategy. Then, without warning, a smaller human vessel detached from the main warship. It moved like a shadow, silent, fast, precise. The alien fleet scrambled to intercept, but their weapons failed to respond, engines jammed, shields flickered, and panic rippled across the armada. The smaller ship hovered just above the leading alien vessels. Its surface glowed with the same faint blue symbols as the main warship. A ramp extended downward, revealing the first humans in centuries. They stepped out slowly, armored and imposing. Each movement was perfect, deliberate, and terrifying in its calm confidence. The aliens could not look away. Fear rooted them in place. Their pride shattered before even a single shot had been fired. One of the human soldiers raised a hand, and a pulse of energy swept across the fleet. Alien sensors overloaded, communication arrays died. Their fleet commander's voice was lost to static. The humans did not fire, they did not threaten with words. And yet the aliens felt the full weight of their authority. Captain Rawl swallowed hard. They are not negotiators," he said quietly. "They are soldiers, warriors, hunters." Loom's voice shook beside him. They said nothing, and yet they control everything. The human leader, tall and armored, stepped forward onto the ramp. The helmet hid their face, but the presence was undeniable. Their voice was calm, clear, and cold as it projected across space. "You were warned," the human said. "Prepare yourselves. The alien fleet froze completely. Unable to respond, the humans' energy, discipline, and sheer power overwhelmed every calculation. Ships turned instinctively, searching for an attack plan, but no plan could survive the silent order of humanity. Every vessel felt as though it had been inspected and found lacking. Every officer knew they had underestimated the humans for centuries. Rawls' bridge shook as he issued commands. "Do not engage." He shouted, "Hold formation." But even as he spoke, a deep fear had spread through every ship. The humans were already victorious without firing a shot. The display of calm control alone was enough to dominate. And yet the fleet had no choice but to obey. The smaller human vessel extended a signal across the sector. It pulsed with white-blue energy that lit nearby planets. Alien ships reacted instinctively. Shields raised, engines ready, but none dared to strike. Every eye in the fleet was fixed on the humans. Every mind calculated escape, though deep down, they knew there would be no escape from what was coming. The human soldier on the ramp took one last step forward, raising an arm slowly, signaling the fleet without words. The message was clear. Humanity had returned, not as explorers, not as diplomats, but as a force to be respected, feared, and ultimately obeyed. Captain Rawls stared at the ramp. The image burned into his mind. "This is the beginning," he whispered. "The galaxy holds its breath, and humanity will decide its fate." The wind of distant solar storms seemed to echo their presence. The alien fleet could only wait, powerless, as the humans prepared to step fully into the galaxy once more. The alien fleet drifted silently, frozen under the presence of the human warship. Captain Rawls' eyes remained fixed on the ramp where the first humans had stepped. Every movement, every gesture, carried authority, control, and undeniable power. The galaxy had not seen this level of dominance for centuries. Even the oldest commanders felt their hearts tighten. The smaller vessel retracted its ramp. Rising back toward the main ship, the humans remained calm, almost indifferent to the fear they had caused. Yet their silence was louder than any weapon. Alien crews whispered in disbelief. This cannot be. They are only a few, and yet they command all." Rawls' mind raced, trying to comprehend the scale of the threat. The humans were not here to explore. They were here to reclaim, to dominate, and to demonstrate what no alien had ever faced. Loom leaned over the console, scanning the data streaming from the human warship, their energy readings. "It's impossible," she said. "They are decades ahead, centuries in some areas." The fleet commander tried to issue orders, prepare for engagement. Raise shields, fire. But the signals barely reached the ships, blocked and distorted by the humans' unseen technology. The alien vessels were paralyzed, weapon systems offline. Navigation grids flickering, communication dead. The humans controlled the battlefield without firing a single shot. The main human warship rotated slowly, casting its shadow across the fleet. Its engines glowed white-blue, pulsing with energy that seemed alive. Every ship felt as though the warship's gaze was upon them, judging, calculating, waiting for the right moment to act. The galaxy had not seen such control since the Age of Legends. Rawls swallowed hard. "The Council must know," he said. "The humans will move soon, and the galaxy has no time to prepare." The cube-like device aboard the human vessel emitted a soft pulse. It was a beacon, a warning, and a map all at once. Every pulse carried strategy, history, and the certainty of victory. Alien scientists scrambled, trying to interpret the data. "The humans? They have already marked pathways through the sector," one whispered. "They are preparing the way for the full armada." Rawls felt his chest tighten as the truth settled inside him. The humans had returned, and they were unstoppable. Not reckless, not chaotic. but precise, disciplined, and inevitable. The smaller vessel rejoined the main ship, disappearing into the shadow of its massive hull. The human warship pulsed one final time, sending a signal across nearby systems. Every world that could receive it trembled in fear, awe, and anticipation. The message was clear. Humans had returned, and the galaxy would never be the same. Raul looked at his fleet, his officers, and finally at the stars beyond. The choice was simple yet terrifying: fight, flee, or surrender. But every instinct in the galaxy whispered the same truth. Humanity was not to be underestimated. They were not a fading legend. They were a force returning to reclaim its place. The alien fleet held its breath as the humans prepared to move. The warship's lights pulsed in rhythm with the unseen heartbeat of the returning empire. And in that moment, the galaxy understood. The humans were back, and all systems would tremble. For humanity had returned to the stars, and no one could stop them.